As you can see, we have a document in front of us, and it's from the Maryland Department of Assessments and Taxation, and it's relatively current. It's from February 14th, 2020. This document is actually sent to Cecil County government and all municipalities within Maryland. This basically is the rules reminding these municipalities of constant yield rates and what you need to do if you're above it, below it, or equal to it. The first paragraph basically tells you that this is the law and where to find the law that you need to comply with. The second highlighted information is basically describing that if you don't comply, you're going to have a big problem. Okay. The next third highlighted segment is basically saying that what the concept of the law is, and basically that it's implicit, which means it is absolute. In this concept is the idea that a tax rate at or below the existing tax rate is a tax increase if it's higher than the constant yield rate. If you look at the bottom, the last highlighted field there, it says if the taxing authority plans to set a real property tax rate that is equal to or less than the constant yield tax rate, then the constant yield rate tax rate statute does not require a notice or a hearing. Basically, it's saying if there's no tax increase, you don't need to do anything at all. So in this case, we do have a tax hearing scheduled, which tells us that there is indeed a tax rate hike, unlike what the Cecil Whig was trying to construe with everyone's right, everyone's wrong. That's just incorrect. We are right. Hornberger, Campaign for Liberty, and myself are correct in saying this is a tax hike. And the law states that you have to conduct a hearing if there is one. Okay. But the problematic part with McCarthy saying it's not a tax increase is this. There's a certain procedure that the county and municipalities have to apply. And it tells you what happens if you don't apply it. In this case, it shows the first highlighted segment in this page is, in the past, violations have resulted in jurisdictions being ordered to reduce the tax rate after tax bills have been issued. To avoid violating the law, you must comply with the following procedures. So yes, the state is telling the county they have to publish tax increases, and you have to abide by it. And if you don't, we will reduce the tax rates for your citizens. And it's to make sure government doesn't take advantage of us. And that's the whole purpose of this. But what's interesting is it goes on and it tells you how to advertise it, how the county and the municipalities are supposed to advertise it. And it says you can use a newspaper, you can do a mailer, you can do all these different ways of getting the word out. And there's other new mediums out too. Facebook could be another one. A website could be another one. In the next highlighted segment, it says additional language designed to recast a tax rate in excess of the constant yield tax rate is anything other than a tax increase is contrary to the intent of the constant yield tax rate law is not acceptable. So when McCarthy is saying it's not a tax increase, I mean, he's the guy in charge of our county. If you ever looked at the org chart, he's the guy on the top. Everyone else listens to him. And he's saying it's not a tax increase. He's basically going against the intent of the law. And the intent of the law is to let us taxpayers understand that the tax increase is happening. If it's not, you don't have to have a public hearing. You don't have to post anything in the paper. But in this case, there is one, and he has to post it. It's the law. The state of Maryland is making him post this. It's not because he wants to do it out of the kindness of his heart, because he'd rather just sweep it under the carpet. There is a tax increase, folks. Alan McCarthy is lying to us publicly, and the Cecil Whig is giving him cover with the opinion piece saying everyone's right and everyone's wrong, and also claiming that the county's not doing a tax increase. It's just disingenuous, and it's not very credible for a newspaper to publish such garbage. This document's available. I will post it with this video so everyone can have it and look for their own. You're welcome to call the Department of Assessment and Taxation on your own as well. I would urge the Cecil Whig to do so. I mean, it's in black and white. They should publish a article regarding this fact and correct their error if they want to have any credibility left in Cecil County. So that's the information I want to disseminate to everybody. Feel free to share the video. I try to post things that are factually accurate when I make claims, so I want to make sure I put a video out that actually shows exactly where this information is, so other voters could be an educated voter when it comes time to go to the polls.